coaching tips that I have picked up over the time that I've been coaching on this wonderful journey. And they're just tips that help you better yourself as a coach and hopefully move you forward in your business. So, tip number 1, do not expect to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. That is the saying that everybody knows, though if you are like me and you're like total type A personality, big time perfectionist, man, does it suck to make a mistake. And it hurts and it takes us forever to get over it. And we cannot act that way. Sometimes we expect that coaching is just going to be something that's easy, that some people are just like, oh, they're just a natural coach, so it just comes super easy to them. They don't ever make mistakes. But if you ask any of the top coaches, they will tell you they've made mistakes in their business, that they've forgotten to do something or did something that they felt was wrong or whatever it is. The point of the matter is, though, everybody makes a mistake. Don't feel like you're special, because everybody on this planet has just as much God-given right to screw up as you do. So the point that we want to make, though, is when we screw up, if we make those mistakes, because they're going to happen, we have to know how to move on from there. We have to just say, hey, yeah, I either screwed up, or I hate even really using the word mistake, because it's really not truly a mistake. It's more of a learning experience. So you did something that maybe wasn't the perfect way to do it, because it's hard to know what to do, especially if you're just starting out in this business. But you need to learn from it. So if you worded something kind of a strange way and didn't get a good feedback, know that you're going to have to change that a little bit and work on and move forward from it. So allow yourself an allotted amount of time to be sad or frustrated or upset or whatever it is you get when you do that perceived mistake, so to speak, and then move forward from there, because that's where you grow, that's where you learn. So don't expect to be perfect right from the get-go. That's just all there is to it. You're not gonna be. Tip number 2, do not compare yourself. You do not want to compare yourself to others in terms of fitness. We always tell our challengers that, don't we? We say, don't compare yourselves, don't do this. But when it comes to being a coach, sometimes it's really hard not to compare ourselves to other coaches. And I found myself following all of these coaches on Facebook and seeing what they were doing and going, wow, their content is really good. I don't have enough to offer. And I would kind of freak out, or I would try to imitate a post that they maybe put up that I was like, oh, I really like how she looks in this picture, or I love that saying. And so then I would try to kind of copy them or do something similar. And it never seemed like it turned out as well. I think it's great to follow other coaches to get kind of inspiration and maybe get ideas, but ultimately it has to come down to you being you. You cannot just think that you have to act like another coach or act like a top elite coach in their posts that they're putting out. Be you, be real, and put out what you feel is going to be beneficial to your followers and to your challengers, because that's how you build your tribe. You don't want to be building a tribe that doesn't compare to you. You know, if they are totally have either different morals or different standards, that you have all these people that are following you that you're like that, but they're not following me for me, they're following me for these random posts that I'm copying. You're not going to feel good about it, and you just really want to be you, to be totally 100% unapologetic, authentically you. And that is where the heart of this is, because if you're comparing yourself and trying to imitate others, they're not going to follow you. You're going to build a following that you are not comfortable with and not proud of. And that's not what we want for you in this business. We want you to be 100% comfortable with what you are building as far as a community of people that you can help support and motivate in your own way. So be 100% you and don't compare yourselves to others. Tip number 3 get your family involved. I can't tell you how crazy it has been since getting my husband to do the workouts with me and snapping some sweaty selfies after our workouts. Just having that extra person there, not only does it keep you more accountable, honestly, to the programs, I'm way more accountable knowing that I need to do the workout and I need to help motivate him. But if you have like a sister or cousin, aunt, mom, mother-in-law, whoever, if they are hoping to get fit and you have something to offer them, get them involved with it, because it's crazy how just the few people that you get from your family, seeing that you can motivate them and get them healthy and get them fit, it makes them so happy, and in turn you are really happy, and that happiness is going to show through in your business. And not only can you get the people involved that can actually do the workouts with you, if you follow any of my things, you will notice that I involve my kids with a lot of my workouts. And that's something that I really want to emulate, and I really want to show other parents that you can get a good workout in with your kids. That you can do your workout, either have them next to you, they might be doing the workout with you, or maybe you just want them to learn that, hey, this is mommy or daddy's time to do our workouts. You guys are going to play for a half hour and we're going to get that workout in. And at some point when they're older, they may want to join you and they may want to try doing a fitness program. And you are setting them up for a good, healthy life because of the example that you're setting. So that's my tip number 3, get your family involved. Tip number 4 is to set your hours and to stick with it. This is something that you are going to hear from so many coaches, whether it's they're talking about the power hour or make sure you're scheduling your time to do your Beachbody and whatnot. You know, you're always going to hear about this, and I definitely want you to stick to it. I was so overwhelmed when I initially started. I had this amazing challenge group that everybody was posting like crazy. These women were being so open and so vulnerable that I was just like blown away at how honest and real they were being. And I sat at my computer responding to every single message that came across. Like it was nonstop, and I had all of these people just like posting their pictures and making comments, and I felt like I had to comment and reply on all of these different things. And at one point my husband asked me, it was probably midway through the challenge, he's like, so are you going to be like on your computer all the time when you're doing this? Is this just like a one-time thing? And I could definitely see in his expression and hear in his tone that he was pretty annoyed with me, because I mean, who wants a mom sitting on their computer all the time, or a wife sitting on their computer all the time when there's other things to be done around the house and whatnot? And it really hit home with me that yes, this was something that was really important to me and I wanted to dedicate my time, but I could not be doing it 24 hours all the time that I was awake. That's what I was doing for that first challenge, and I don't want you to do that. I want you to set those hours, make sure you stick to them, and go from there. You know, if you don't get it all done in that power hour or that allotted time, that's okay. You can work on it the next day. Don't ever let time with your family be sacrificed for your job, because ultimately all that's going to do is it's going to upset you. It's going to upset your family. When your family's upset, you're going to be even more upset, and it's going to put a negative spin on this business, and you don't want that. You want to be energized and you want to be happy. You want to put out that positivity that the world needs to see from you. You don't want it to be this negativity that you feel like you're overwhelmed and burdened by this. You want to make this business work for you, not you working the business, which is why the majority of us get into coaching. We can set our own hours. We're our own boss. It's that freedom that so many people want and really truly need. But if you're not setting your hours and actually sticking to it, it's just going to make you unhappy. So set those hours, stick with them, and I promise it's gonna work out. My last and final tip, tip number 5, is make sure you're tracking your business. If you're not tracking your business, then you're not really running your business. And do not do what I did and wait months and months and months and months before you start tracking those that you've talked to. Really try to figure out there's a system that works good for you, because there are so many systems out there. Right now I'm finally getting into figuring how to use Asana to track my customers, but I also am a pen and paper person, so I'm kind of integrating those into kind of my own system to work my business. But there are so many ideas out there. Go on YouTube, search Beachbody coach, tracking, whatever it is. There's so many ideas that you can pick up on that work for a lot of people. Ultimately, you have to figure out what works really good for you, and whether it is putting things pen to paper, and writing everything down, or if you prefer like an Excel document spreadsheet, or if you use a program like Asana. Just be sure you're tracking your business and make sure you know where it's coming from, where things are going, what customers are ordering what. That's how you are going to be able to actually manage your business, and it's so key. So like I said, don't do what I did and wait forever to start tracking, thinking, oh, I'll catch up on that. Make sure you are actually writing it down or putting it into those Excel spreadsheets so you know what is going where. And it also gives you a better idea of if you are actually truly working your business, because it's really easy to say, oh yeah, I've invited so many people this month to join my challenge group, but then when you actually look back and you're like, wow, I really truly only talked to 12 people. No wonder only one person really truly wanted to join my challenge group, and the rest of my people are repeats. It's easy to see if you're actually tracking it. So there is tip number 5. Make sure you're tracking right from the get-go. So a little recap on what we've discussed as far as tips. Number 1, do not expect to be perfect. Number 2, do not compare yourself to other people. If you've ever heard the term, don't compare your reel to everybody else's highlights, that's so true. Take that to heart. Get your family involved. Number 3. Number 4 is to set your hours and actually stick with them. You're going to be happier in the long run, I guarantee it. And number 5 is to track your business. If you do those 5 things, it's really going to help you expand your business more, make you less stressed, and ultimately you're just going to be happier in the long run. And that's why we coach, is to make other people happy, and in return it helps us be happy. So we don't want to make it more difficult than it is. It's fairly straightforward. It's something that we can do, and I have 100% faith in you that you are going to be an amazing coach. So take it easy. If you have questions, concerns, definitely feel free to reach out, and I'd love to hear back from you. Have a good day.